welcome back. It's been a little bit of a break here, but we're back with the first week of the Meta High School Esports League. Everybody should be very, very excited to see what we've got in store tonight, because not only do we have some great games in store, we've got a new caster in store. Quicksand, it's good to be working with you, man. Are you excited about today?
Yeah, man, I'm so excited. I haven't been casting too much Rocket League, so this will be some of the first opportunities I've had, but I'm really excited. I love playing Rocket League, and I think this is a wonderful tournament that I'm really excited to get watching.
Yeah, it should be pretty good here. Our first matchup here as well. We're already seeing players jump into here. It's going to be Entertech here, which is the Holy Spirit College of Bellamibi, versus M&A Gaming, Penrith Selective High School. Is that? And it's going to be New South Wales ACT here as the region facing off. And we are already in game. Let's get it underway. Entertext here, facing off against M&A Gaming, who actually only just have their third player joining onto match as we start. And we had an AFK there on Entertext here for a second. All right, we're good. We're good. It's underway now.
So, have you casted much high school Rocket League before?
I did last season, yeah. Yep.
And do you find it's any different than competitive Rocket League? Are there any fundamental ways that they play? Yeah.
I mean, the main difference is that this spans a variety of ranks. It's a really good entrance into competitive play for a lot of kids out there, and plenty of players come out of these high school events with that preparation to become much better players and go into, you know, RLCS rosters and stuff like that. So you do see kids starting in the high school leagues all the way down to gold. I think I've even seen a silver playing in these ranks here.
Wow,
so
okay.
there is a drastic difference between some of the teams. Unfortunately, that means by necessity, but it's a good experience for everybody that joins.
Yeah, I think it's really wonderful as well that you get these low, because I think these low-level tournaments, because when Rocket League added the tournament function as well to the games, I'm having a lot of good time hopping on and playing with my friends, and this is kind of that next step to some of those high school kids who, as you were saying, want to look into getting better at Rocket League.
Oh, that's going to pinch away there too, as M&A Gaming take the first one away here, and it's going to be Nick Slays to take the goal. Oli Yolo is in net, but nothing to do to make the save there.
And as we run off back to kickoff, I will get back to what I was saying. I think that it's really fantastic, yeah, that you get these entry-level opportunities in tournaments that really give you that taste of excitement, especially, you know, when you even the whole sign-up process and get everything done, having an organized little format, it's really exciting, especially for these.
Okay, so we're not looking necessarily at goals here right now. This is a bit of a higher level play as Massid gets up nicely for that. Not a ton of speed coming off it, but a very nice play nonetheless coming out there. You got to be happy when you can get up high and smash it in above your opponents, especially early in the game. They really are kind of asserting dominance here.
Another one right off the kickoff.
Yeah.
Huge goal. Huge goal.
Absolutely massive to be able to start off this way. It gives so much confidence. So Rocket League's such a mental game to be able to come in and right off the bat have a bit of a lead. Being on the back foot is never helpful in Rocket League. You really have to fight the urge to just kind of ball chase and go for every shot possible and make those easy to save shots when you get desperate to make any kind of moves back into the match. So it definitely comes into that kind of mental aspect of the game very, very early when you can come away like this.
Yeah, I think another thing that I was really interested in discussing, especially that we started talking about, you know, getting into this casting high schools and stuff, is I know that in a lot of other esports, a lot of regions have very different ways they play Rocket League. Not Rocket League, but plenty of other esports. You know, there's like the OC League of Legends or the NA League of Legends. And does that kind of thing factor into Rocket League? And do you think
Absolutely.
you start seeing this developing with these younger players that we're seeing kick off their careers right here?
I don't know if it's specific to the players, but each region in general, I think, even just looking into
there is number 4.
Yeah.
M&A as well.
I think they're going to continue running away with these here as M&A definitely showing that they are the top team in this one. It is good to see, though, Entertext here definitely has some pride in their game here, because Noob is sporting the PWR Power initials there, which is one of the professional teams in RLCS there, so definitely a fan of the competitive side of things. We should see some good stuff out of him. Actually reading that well at the very, very high end of that wall there as well. But like we were discussing, that kind of different play style out of the different regions, you do see it all the way down to every level of ranked plays differently in each region. Sometimes it can actually be easier to go to regions that are considered better than OCE, NA, Europe, and get through a rank that is very tough in Australia, in Oceania. In a different region can be a much different story, because everybody's different at better at different things at different levels throughout the regions. So it definitely does come in. I think one of the things we're going to see as we get into the higher levels of play in this competition will be that OCE has a kind of weakness for backboard defense. So when you start seeing that ball coming off the backboard and being read down towards the nets by some of the higher level players, you will see that becomes very, very successful, as OCE has a weakness towards the defense.
Massive come down, giving Mars Yeet that 5th goal going to the hands of MNA. That is a huge lead they managed to take so far this early, and MNA is looking like they have the first game under wraps already.
Indeed, only a minute left here as well, so hoping to see something out of Entertext here. They definitely are still trying to push forward here, but it's a tough game put onto them right now, and Mars Yeet's gonna get up very early onto that. Oh, YOLO, that's a big pass downfield, does come off the backboard, and the defense is able to handle that away. But they have to find something quickly here. I don't think there's any way that they come back in match one. However, just getting the ball rolling, getting that confidence up with a single goal here could be the difference between this being a full sweep or not. But of course, it's going to be an easy one to get a full sweep. It is only a best of 3. Marzi gets number 6. And that's the hat trick.
Yeah, that's the hat trick. That's a huge little lead that these guys have taken. And yeah, I think it's very important as well when you're playing these tournaments. You can't just give up as you may in a solo queue ranked match and things like that. These guys, especially because it's the best of 3, they have the opportunity to try and analyze their opponent, get better and improve. Are there games that you see these massive turnarounds and players potentially, like, they get crushed in one game and then incredibly after analyzing the opponents, they come back in the next one?
I mean, you look at that as something that you kind of expect. Number 7 coming out there from Mars Yeet as well. And you do look at that as something you would expect out of, lower level play, not necessarily high level competition. But earlier today, I was doing North American competition in Bubble Scene, North America, and I saw a match that was a 5-goal lead one way in the first match, and 6-goal lead at one point the other way the second match. It can swing pretty wildly depending on the changes that the teams are making on field at any given time. It is a very adaptive game when you know what you're doing and you can analyze your opponents and go, all right, this is the change we need to make. And you do see these wild swings. It ended up being a very, very close series, but it is just proof that at every level that is doable.
And we finish off the first game there with M&A Gaming walking away with 7 goals. Entertext here walking away with 0. A quite dominant victory with 2 hat-tricks coming from Massid and Mars Yeet. And we're about to walk into the second game here, and potentially we're going to see some major changes like you were talking about before. I'm excited. I think the fact that there's opportunity like this where you say the teams can come back by incredible margins makes it that no matter what Rocket League game you're watching, there's still a little bit of tension and a little bit of excitement to hold on to there.
Yeah, this is a big showing from Penrith here. I don't really see that there's probably going to be an enormous answer here out of Holy Spirit College. But anything can happen, particularly at lower levels here. You might see some big mistakes come out of M&A Gaming, but I have to say they are playing very, very well. Massive 7 shots on board. That's a big stat out of any game. However, game 2 is upon us, and we get that chance now to see that. So I am looking for more out of Intertext here. They definitely have opportunities to make a good showing out of themselves, and there's a difference between winning and a good showing as well. This is a tournament. This is not the only team that they will be taking on, and it's certainly not the worst performance I've seen out of a high school team. I think that they're doing relatively well. However, Nick Slays can get a massive bang across field, and it's just too fast for the last defender.
There's a lot of defense and rotating that comes into Rocket League, especially you get higher and higher in the ranks. First you go with rotations, and you look towards advanced rotations, being able to split up your team, communicate, and not ball chase. And you mentioned that OC has a weakness in general with these backboard shots, and with all these rotations and stuff. Does OC have a weakness in defense in general? Because, I mean, I don't know what we potentially see in these high school tournaments with some players not rotating far back enough. And again, this is definitely a product of what you're talking about. Some of the players being less experienced, they're still learning, attempting to rank up right now, which is, again, a byproduct of these players still learning how to play the game and going to their first tournament to be able to get some opportunity, have some fun with their friends as well. I think that's a really big marker as well, being able to have fun in high school. This is one of those opportunities you don't really get later in life. I don't know if my future office company is going to have a Rocket League tournament.
That would be fantastic. Yeah, no, I get jealous of these kids a little bit because there's no chance when I was in high school that anybody was submitting my school for a video game tournament. That somebody would have looked at me very strangely if I proposed that. It's a different world today, but
Massive with the air dribble straight into a demo, giving Mars Yeet the goal and Massive the assist. That is a nice little teamwork goal right there with the demo to finish up as well. Quite stylish to boot.
Absolutely huge shot right under crossbar there. And I have to say the goals have slowed down though. We got through the first 2 minutes without averaging a goal per minute here, and that's already far and away better than game one for Intertext here. Holy Spirit College, Bellamibi is going to be very, very happy that they can improve their play and the look of their team here. But I actually think here M&A Gaming coming out there from Penrith is going to be a pretty big competitor in this season. If it's anything like last, this is a fairly high level of play coming out from a high school team.
Yeah, it really is. And I think some of the best...
That's actually unbelievable ball control. Some really fantastic defense coming out here. If you can get that level of ball control out, I don't think anybody in M&A is going to stop you if you get upfield looking like that. That was brilliant stuff.
I hope we see more of that. That really was incredible. I'm glad you picked up on that. It was that kind of ball control really could lead Holy Spirit to a victory here if they can hold on to it. And I'm really excited to see where this game goes next. Again, 2 minutes 30 still on the clock. Only 2 goals on the scoreboard. This goal average is going down faster and faster. Wonderful little save there as well coming from Nick.
Oh, massive, huge 50-50. He's going to go long here as Oliolo gets it off that backboard again. No attack there onto that backboard either. Marsgate, we've seen him get up high. Power is going to...
Oh, there we go!
Shot on target. It's a 1-goal game now, and that means that they are in this. Finally, they break the banks.
The best kind of game. This is going to be a fun one to watch. When those goals, when these games have that 1-goal margin as well, it just becomes that much better to watch. And I think Noob really is going to start turning up his game here. That momentum that he's going to gain from scoring that first goal, he's going to start looking for more.
Momentum is so massive. I mean, in Rocket League, I've talked about the mental state already here, but particularly being that this is week 1, there's going to be a ton of nerves. For some of these kids, it may well be their first time ever into any kind of competition in Rocket League. Breaking that 0 streak here and finally getting their first point on board. Sometimes you just see a team struggle in a tournament. They finally get a single win or a single goal, whatever it might be.
And there's number 2!
The floodgates. Oliolo again with the second to even the game up.
The scores have been equalized with 1 minute 30 on the clock. Only a minute did it take them to completely equalize the scores despite the outcome of last game. It seems like these guys have finally found their footing. They're getting stable and they're getting ready to run. They are really looking like contenders in this race if they can keep up the pace that they're scoring at.
Yeah, absolutely. And they're already in contention right now. Hey, you asked if games could recover from such a blowout in game one. Here's your answer. We've got a competition on our hands now.
Yeah, Noob is looking really, really strong here. Every time I see him come into the ball, I feel like a play is going to come in and start to happen when his teammates coming back him as well. He definitely is starting to show his stuff, and so are both of the other teammates. Damn, there's the open goal as well.
Yeah, he finds just a good read onto the defense here. There is a small touch. Comes out from Link, and he just capitalizes on it so quickly. A little bit of a slow rotation back from, I think it was Power Noob there. Did mean that there was a bit of an open net opportunity there, but they weren't expecting the power out of that shot, and I don't think that you could really. It only came out of a freak touch off that defender, so unfortunate there for Holy Spirit College, but they've still got a chance into this. Only one behind, 45 seconds left.
And as that time's ticking down, Holy Spirit College really looking to get forward on top of this ball.
Oh.
If they get just one more to equalize it, they're going to be into that overtime, or potentially scoring a goal earlier and trying to take this second game, because not getting this goal means, unfortunately, a loss in this first match that they're going to be facing up against with MNA Gaming.
Does indeed, being that it is a best of 3. This could be their last opportunity if they do not score right now. 15 seconds in closing. You asked if there was a bit of a problem or a weakness in out of the defensive side of things in Australia. I think that you might be right. However, the offensive side is more what the focus is on, and that gives hope even on 0 seconds. But right now it's on the wrong side of the field. It does reach ground, and it's MNA Gaming to take the second one. 2 points to nothing here in the series. Only 1 point ahead in their second game. A great showing, actually, out of Entertext here to really make their way back into that one, though. An incredibly tough ask for them, and they performed very well, evening that out until less than a minute remaining on that clock. It could have been theirs, just unfortunately unable to push it to that game 3. I would have liked to have seen where they went if they had that little bit more time, but that's all she wrote. M&A Gaming take the series.
Yeah, that's right. I was really excited to see Entertext here being able to try and show their stuff, but I think M&A Gaming was such a fantastic team to watch as well. First game hopping into the season, we have a nice little banger. I was on the edge of my seat, especially for that second one, and it really seems like it's starting to heat up. It's a great thing to start to expect coming for the rest of the tournament as well. Some close to the edge of your seat, some exciting, unforeseeable matches where it might go one way, and then the other time they're switching over, and you have no idea where it's going to go. Congratulations to both teams, like you said, M&A taking the series today.
Yeah, absolutely. And, we got to look at each series here and just try and examine, like, who do you think came out on top there? I've got to give it to Power Noob. I think Mars Yeet really made a play for that as well, but Power Noob, he came up looking really, really good there as well. So some great stuff out of both teams, but it really was a very dominant game one there to bring Penrith Selective High School to the fore, and they looked brilliant doing it.
I'm on the same page as you. I was having a really good time watching Power Noob. Every time he touched the ball, it felt like he was really in control. And Mars Yeet, again, fantastic. Both of these guys playing really good games. And I'm excited to see where both their careers go on next from here. I mean, we still have many, many games left of the season, and we may yet see both these teams again if they succeed, if they proceed into these later rounds. But only time will tell.
Only time will tell, indeed. And it's good to see the guys are actually jumping straight back into game as well to have a bit of a mess around, to make sure that their skills are up to par. They are definitely not done in this tournament. It's only week 1. Some early stuff coming out here. And Power Noob for Entertext here is going to come up as our MVP there again. He really, really did perform above his own rank here, I would say, or at least those of the teammates around him, and came up as the #1 player. I'm looking for more out of the team. I think they'll move forward very, very well. But for now, we'll have to look forward to our next match because we're going to go for a quick break. We'll be back very shortly. Don't go anywhere.